Imagine a car so fast, so sharp, and so breathtakingly beautiful that it feels more like a spaceship than something with wheels. A machine designed not just to outrun its rivals, but to bend the very laws of physics. That is the McLaren 720S, a supercar that doesn't just raise the bar, it vaporizes it. Since its debut in 2017, the McLaren 720S has redefined what a modern supercar can be. With its alien-like design, astonishing acceleration, and track-dominating dynamics, the 720S instantly became one of the most respected and feared machines in the automotive world. It's not just about numbers, though they're jaw-dropping. It's about the sensation of driving something that feels alive, raw, and relentless. But what truly makes the McLaren 720S special? Is it the engineering brilliance hidden beneath its carbon skin, the racing DNA infused into every detail, or the way it makes seasoned drivers gasp in disbelief? Today we dive deep into the story of the McLaren 720S, its origins, its engineering marvels, its rivals, and why it still stands as one of the greatest supercars of our time. The McLaren 720S was unveiled at the Geneva Motor Show in 2017, and from the moment the covers came off, the automotive world knew it was witnessing something special. This wasn't just another iteration, it was the start of McLaren's second generation Super Series. The goal, to create a car that wasn't just faster than the 650S it replaced, but one that completely redefined driver engagement. McLaren looked back at its Formula 1 dominance and its legendary F1 road car from the 1990s, channeling that DNA into something futuristic, yet unmistakably McLaren. And then came the design, a shape so radical it looked alive. The 720S ditched traditional side air intakes for flowing bodywork that funneled air directly into the engine bay. Every crease and curve had purpose, combining art with aerodynamic genius. The name itself, 720S, was a declaration of intent. 720 metric horsepower ready to be unleashed. This was not subtle luxury. This was pure, unapologetic performance. At the center of the 720S lies a 4.0-liter twin turbocharged V8, codenamed the M840T, producing 710 horsepower, or 720 PS, hence the name, and 770 Newton meters of torque. It launches the car into the stratosphere of performance. 0 to 60 miles per hour, just 2.8 seconds. 0 to 124 miles per hour, an eye-watering 7.8 seconds, and the top speed, a blistering 212 miles per hour. These are numbers that rival hypercars costing twice as much. But numbers don't tell the full story. The engine is paired with a 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox that shifts with lightning precision. The turbochargers deliver a brutal surge of power, yet McLaren tuned the throttle response to feel almost naturally aspirated. And then there's the sound. Unlike the shriek of a Ferrari V8, the 720S growls, snarls, and screams with a deep, aggressive tone. It's not just an engine, it's a symphony of controlled chaos. One of the McLaren 720S's greatest weapons isn't just its power, it's its weight. Thanks to McLaren's obsession with carbon fiber, the 720S tips the scales at just 1,419 kilograms dry. That gives it a power-to-weight ratio that embarrasses most rivals. The monocage 2-carbon tub at the heart of the car provides immense rigidity while keeping weight down. This design not only makes the car lighter, but also safer, as it absorbs and disperses crash forces brilliantly. McLaren's philosophy has always been light is right. The 720S is proof that cutting every unnecessary gram translates into devastating performance on both road and track. At first glance, the 720S looks like it belongs in a science fiction film, but every design choice serves a purpose. The headlights, they double as massive air intakes, channeling air to cool the radiators. The flowing sides, they guide airflow into the engine bay without the need for bulky scoops. The rear wing, it deploys at high speeds or under heavy braking, acting as both a stabilizer and an air brake. At 155 miles per hour, the 720S generates immense downforce, planting it to the tarmac while still slicing through the air with minimal drag. This balance makes it just as comfortable dominating a racetrack as it is cruising down a highway. The result is a car that looks like art but performs like a weapon. Numbers and aerodynamics are impressive, but what makes the 720S unforgettable is the way it drives. vibes. Slip into the cockpit and you're greeted with a minimalist, driver-focused interior. The digital display flips into a slimline mode during track driving, showing only the essentials. The seats are lightweight yet supportive, hugging you like a racing harness. On the move, the 720S feels alive. The steering is hydraulic, an increasingly rare feature in modern supercars, delivering feedback so precise that you can feel every grain of tarmac. The suspension system, called Proactive Chassis Control 2, constantly monitors and adjusts damping, giving the car uncanny agility without sacrificing ride comfort. In comfort mode, it's surprisingly usable, gliding over bumps with ease. Switch to track, and it transforms into a razor-sharp weapon, cornering with such ferocity that it feels like it's reading your mind. The 720S doesn't just respond to your inputs, it becomes an extension of you. The supercar world is crowded with legends, and the 720S had to face them all. Ferrari 488 GTB/F8 Tributo, Ferrari's turbocharged V8 rivals, offer Italian flair and drama, but the McLaren often outpaces them in raw numbers and agility. Lamborghini Huracan Performante. The naturally aspirated V10 is a masterpiece of sound and emotion, yet the McLaren counters with superior speed and advanced technology. Porsche 911 Turbo S, lightning fast and usable every day, but the McLaren feels more exotic, rarer, and more visceral. In nearly every comparison test, the 720S emerged as the benchmark. It wasn't just quicker, it felt more involving, more thrilling, and more like a race car with license plates. The 720S didn't just dominate on the track, it also made waves in culture. It became a favorite among collectors, YouTubers, and influencers, appearing in countless videos and social media posts. Its futuristic looks and alien performance made it a dream car for a new generation. Unlike some rivals, it wasn't about heritage or tradition, it was about the future. It represented McLaren's bold vision of what a supercar should be. Collectors already see it as a future classic. Limited editions like the 720S Spider and bespoke MSO, McLaren Special Operations variants only add to its desirability. Now picture this moment. You're at the starting line of an empty runway. The 720S sits growling beneath you, its engine humming with restrained violence. You press the accelerator, and in an instant, your vision tunnels. The car rockets forward, pinning you to the seat. The world outside becomes a blur, the scenery rushing past like you've entered another dimension. The rear wing deploys as you brake hard from triple-digit speeds, the car clawing into the tarmac with the precision of a fighter jet landing. The steering wheel vibrates with life, the exhaust snarls, and for a split second you wonder, how is this even possible in a road car? That's the magic of the McLaren 720S. It doesn't just accelerate, it doesn't just corner, it redefines what you thought was possible behind the wheel. Few machines on Earth can deliver such a breathtaking blend of speed, control, and emotion. This isn't just driving, this is transcendence. The McLaren 720S isn't just a car, it's a statement of intent. A machine that embodies the future of performance, blending cutting-edge engineering with the raw thrill of driving. From its twin-turbo V8 and carbon fiber skeleton to its otherworldly aerodynamics and scalpel-sharp handling, it represents everything McLaren stands for: innovation, lightness, and relentless speed. Since its launch, it has humbled rivals, stunned journalists, and captured the imagination of enthusiasts around the globe. It may not have the decades of heritage of Ferrari or Lamborghini, but it has something equally powerful: a fearless vision of what a supercar should be. The 720S is more than numbers on a spec sheet. It's about the goosebumps, the adrenaline rush, and the disbelief it inspires every time you drive it. So the next time you see a McLaren 720S glide past, remember, you're not just looking at a supercar, you're looking at one of the finest driving machines ever created. If this deep dive left you in awe, don't forget to like the video, share it with fellow car lovers, and subscribe for more journeys into the world's greatest machines.